viewers, you're welcome to another fascinating episode of Customs Duty, brought to you by the Nigeria Customs Service. In this week's collection, Customs warns against recruitment, auction scams on social media. Tinkan Island Port Command holds stakeholders' engagement, seeks to enhance legitimate trade facilitation. We'll also bring to you other reports, as well as the regular Customs Hub segment where we get you informed on import and excise duty collection activities for the week. Thank you for joining us. My name is Hafsat Ibrahim. Please sit back, enjoy, and stay informed.
Occasioned by a surge in online scams and fake recruitment and auction offers, falsely linked to the service, the Nigeria Customs Service alerts.
We have observed with alarm the proliferation of fraudulent accounts bearing the names and images of the Comptroller General of Customs, members of the management team of the Nigeria Customs Service, senior officers, including me, the National Public Relations Officer of the service, and even retired senior officers, all falsely claiming to offer customs jobs and auction opportunities. Let it be clearly stated, the Nigeria Customs Service does not conduct auctions or offer recruitment opportunities on social media platforms. These criminal acts are calculated attempts to tarnish the reputation of the service and defraud innocent Nigerians.
Assistant Comptroller Abdullahi Mewada emphasizes that the service is on top of the situation.
As part of our efforts to combat such fraudulent activities, we have recently concluded investigations into a case of impersonation involving one Mr. Okoli Okana Boniface, who was arrested on the 16th of June 2025. This individual attempted to influence our recruitment process by falsely claiming to be an aide to the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. His aim was to recommend himself for recruitment using the prestige of the First Lady's office as cover for his fraudulent intent. The matter was promptly reported and thoroughly investigated by the Customs Police Unit. Findings confirm it to be a calculated attempt to compromise the integrity of the recruitment exercise. This arrest and successful investigations, among many other arrests, represent just one of several ongoing efforts by the service to stay ahead of fraudsters and preserve the credibility of our systems.
The Customs National Public Relations Officer admonishes.
We urge all Nigerians to disregard messages or offers from unverified sources and to seek accurate and official information only through our verified handles and communication channels. On behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, and his management team, we reaffirm our commitment to professionalism, transparency, and public trust. The Nigeria Customs Service will not relent in identifying, exposing, and prosecuting individuals and groups attempting to manipulate our operations through deceit.
A word, it is said, is enough for the wise. Having keyed into the Comptroller General of Customs policy thrust of collaboration aimed at achieving all-round success and sustaining same, the Customs Area Controller, Tinkan Island Port Command, Comptroller Frank Onyeka, has again held a stakeholders' engagement which seeks to enhance trade facilitation and attract its benefits. In his remark, Comptroller Onyeka emphasizes the need for compliance if trade facilitation must genuinely be achieved.
The Custom Act is where the bypass from, right? It was approved by the National Assembly and ascended to by the Commander-in-Chief. To that extent, therefore, it gives credence and legitimacy to it. However, We are going to work like brothers and sisters. Nobody's going to choke anybody. Nobody's going to make anybody uncomfortable. But when I'm going to employ you, like I've always told you, make your containers available for examination, right? Once containers are examined, and whatever you are declared is in tandem with what we can see, we'll pick it up from there, and there will not be any qualms of any sort. But in a bit to facilitate your trade, your examination not conducted properly, someone may now need to open up the Custom Act and let you and make you know where your faults are. But otherwise, we're home and dry, and that much I can assure you.
The Customs Area Controller stresses the value stakeholders have added in the success of his command's revenue generation, but insists they can do more.
As our last count, we did 128.4 billion. Good enough, but that's not where I want to be. I thank God for what He's done for me. But having this crop of people here, this kind of friends who are my partners and my stakeholders, I should be able to do 150 plus. And that's my mandate. And that's why I'm calling you to be partners in this process. You've done well. There's no doubt about it. You've tried to come on board. But please, I know you people here will not do those nefarious things. Thank God those things are not coming to Tinkan. Thank God you've pushed them out of Tinkan. I appreciate that. I appreciate you more for paying your duties and your taxes. Yes, but then, for us to have it seamlessly.
He rejoices the coming on board of the Nigeria Customs Service's new unified management system, named Budogu, and its level of acceptability so far, as he assures that it will always get better.
Budogu is a concept that has come to stay. All of us have keyed into that. I appreciate the fact that all of us are ready to move towards that angle. Of course, we must have problems. Something that is just taking off, we will have teething problems. And I can assure you, the more the problems come, the more we adjust.
In their various contributions to the engagement, stakeholders at the meeting have appreciated Comptroller Frank Onyeka's open door policy and his dedication to improving port operations while enhancing revenue generation. Once the action is in tandem with the law of the land, and the benefit comes to Nigeria and Nigerians eventually, then the Nigeria Customs Service is for it. No wonder the collaborative posture of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, is keyed into by other commands and formations of the service. In this regard, the Nigeria Customs Service Apapa Area Command has engaged key stakeholders, including representatives of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, clearing agents, and freight forwarders, amongst others.
The purpose of today's meeting actually is at the instance of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, DSM, PSC, the purpose is to try to streamline the process of moving cargoes from Apapa to other destinations via the rail. You recall that it's been in operations for quite a while at some time, but it's very, very necessary for us to fine-tune the process so we can have a much more seamless process which will be able to facilitate trade and be to the advantage of our stakeholders.
Nigeria Railway Corporation's representative and head of operations, Aki Osinawu, comments.
We have always found a very willing partner in the controller and his men in terms of facilitating the movement of goods by train. And they are part of the SOP that we've had years and years ago. And the controller has just continued in that fashion in trying to expand on what we already have, make it smoother and make it better. And there's nothing more that we're looking for. It aligns excellently well with what Nigerian Railways is about and what the government is about, which is about bringing about a kind of renewed hope in the rail agenda for Nigeria.
we bring to the fore views of some stakeholders.
If, as they have already hold the boom by the horn, if they can continue like this, maybe in the time to come, we'll have a seamless movement of cargo and thereby giving some reduction of costs in the whole clearing process and the delivery. That is our key, because anywhere we can see how we can get reduction on clearing process, that is where everybody will key to. And because of what federal government is doing, we will like all this railway issue not to end one side. We want it to connect everywhere.
Rail is a better way of moving cargoes in a bulk way to the destination. But it's a new innovation, things will always come up, and there will always be teething problems. Just like we say, we fumble, we wumble and all that, but at the end of the day, we're going towards, excellent. We'll get it at the end of it all. It's a good one.
The interactive session has provided participants the opportunity for extensive deliberations, including discussing the challenges facing cargo rail transport and proposing actionable solutions for improvement. In a move to bolster collaboration with sister security agencies, in line with Comptroller General of Customs policy thrust, the Seme Command of the Nigeria Customs Service has received a delegation of students from the Nigerian Army School for the Intelligent, led by Deputy Commandant of the school, Colonel Taufik Adeshina. The visit aims at providing the students first-hand understanding of processes and procedures of border operations. In his remark, Customs Area Controller of the Command, Comptroller Ben Uramalugu, uses the medium to intimate the team that the concept of joint border post emanates from ECOWAS border mission to create a borderless West Africa, as applied in ECOWAS Protocol of Free Movement of Persons, Goods and Services in 1979. He outlines the objectives of the joint border post.
The Seme JBP is guided by the following objectives: facilitate free movement, streamline the movement of goods, persons and services across Nigeria-Benin border in line with ECOWAS protocols, enhance trade efficiency, reduce clearance times and costs by harmonizing custom procedures and leveraging technology for faster processing, strengthen border security, promote joint border patrols, intelligence sharing and coordinated efforts to combat transborder crimes such as smuggling, trafficking and terrorism, promote regional integration, foster cooperation between Nigeria and Benin, serving as a model for other ECOWAS member states, boost economic development, support the growth of inter-regional trade, particularly through the ECOWAS Trade Liberation Scheme, ETLS, to enhance economic competitiveness.
He explains the roles of Seme Area Command in border security, revenue generation, and trade facilitation, noting that the command is strategically positioned within the Abidjan-Lagos corridor, a critical hub for regional trade as well as a frontline defender of Nigeria's economic and security interests. Comptroller Uramalugu outlined successes recorded by the command so far in 2025.
From January to May 2005, the command generated revenue over 3 billion naira, driven by enhanced compliance and risk management strategies. Between January and May 2025, we processed 20,347 metric tons of export consignment with a free on board value over 47 billion naira. From January to May 2025, our enforcement unit intercepted contraband worth 889 million, including hard drugs and foreign currencies valued at 48.97 million. A notable operation of May 9, 2025 led to the seizure of corrosive mercury, suspected to be part of an improvised explosive device, concealed beneath cartons of religious texts, with one suspect arrested and handed over to the anti-bomb unit of the Nigerian Police Force for further investigation.
Comptroller Ben Uramalugu stresses that the Seme Area Command's operations are driven by specialized units, which include the baggage unit, the Export Unit, ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, and the Enforcement Unit, all contributing to the realization of the command's mandate. In the aspects of collaboration, the Customs Area Controller discloses that the existing strengthened collaboration among security agencies has provided an avenue for regular meetings and intelligence sharing to enhance border security and to curb influx of uncustoms goods into the country. While speaking, the leader of the delegation acknowledges that the team's visit is worth embarking on.
The core course of their classes, they've taught them about border security, access control, the role of customs in border, immigration in border. All those things are theory. We needed them to know practically what do customs do in the border area. What is the interface between custom, immigration, and other security agencies at our border? How can we interact, network within ourselves? And how can we do things in a better way? This is essence of our coming to this place. And we have gotten so much than what we even expected. And we want to register our sincerity that will continue to collaborate with you.
The delegation comprises 120 students and 20 course instructors. The arrival of Comptroller Godwin Otunla as the Customs Area Controller, Ogunwan Area Command, has been greeted with enormous success, owing to his reaffirming Nigeria Customs Service's unrelenting commitment to tackling threats to Nigeria's economic and national security, which he vows to sustain. In the area of suppression of smuggling, the command has intercepted items with 344,853,244 naira cumulative duty paid value since assuming office on 24th April 2025. The items intercepted include 1,037 parcels of cannabis sativa, 2 units of Dane guns, 88 rounds of live cartridges, and 13,125 liters of premium motor spirit. Others are 2,627 bags of 50 kg foreign published rice, 4 foreign use vehicles, as well as 7 means of conveyance, amongst others.
The seizure of cannabis sativa and arms and ammunition are particularly worrisome, given their far-reaching impact on our youth and public health and national security.
What government is doing to bring peace, if we are not checkmating all this, we won't have relative peace. The problems will continue due to the influence of these things on them. So, in collaboration with other agencies, to at least checkmate them.
Comptroller Otunla warns deviants.
I reaffirm our unwavering resolve to sustain this momentum. Smugglers and their collaborators are hereby warned to stay clear of Ogunwan Command. We remain vigilant, alert, and ready to confront any threat to the economic and security interests of our nation. The NCS, under my leadership at Ogunwan Command, will continue to act with integrity, courage, and professionalism, guided by our mandate and committed to national development.
In the aspect of revenue generation, the Customs Area Controller reveals that the command has recorded 42,279,240 naira in May 2025, recording a significant increase over 10,621,250 naira in April 2025, attributing the improvement to heightened compliance, plugging of revenue leakages, and enhanced trade facilitation. In line with interagency collaboration, the intercepted cannabis sativa, arms, ammunition, and explosives are handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and the Nigeria Police, respectively.
This handing over today is a symbol that there is a robust collaboration and operational synergy between Nigerian Customs Service and NDLA with other security agencies. It is also a signal for the transborder traffickers that if NDLA cannot get them, is always available for them. And it did never a go area for their activities. Now the exhibit has been handed over to us. We will do the needful.
Not new thing, for the fact that the little time I spent here, we have been cooperating with each other. We have been collaborating and synergized together. This one is still just to consolidate what is on ground.
Comptroller Godwin Otunla appreciates cooperation the Ogunwan Command enjoys from compliant stakeholders and well-meaning Nigerians and enjoins them to sustain the tempo.
Hello and welcome to the segment Customs Hub on Customs Duty. This is a segment that summarizes some of the activities of the Nigeria Customs Service regarding weekly revenue generation from import duty, excise duty and other levies. We take a look at the total number of pre-arrival assessment reports issued and revenue generated from Friday 16th of June 2025 to Thursday 20th of June 2025. The total amount of pre-arrival assessment report, also known as PAR, issued for the week amounts to 6,146. The Nigeria Customs Service generated a total of 143,539,956,007 naira in revenue for the week. On excise duty collection, the Nigeria Customs Service collected a sum of 664,254,737 naira. That is all for the segment Customs Hub.
We have come to the end of this week's episode of the program. For more information, you can always follow us on our social media handles now being displayed on your screen. You could also visit our website at www.customs.gov.ng for more updates about the service. Remember, nation building is everyone's responsibility for growth and development. Strive to be a patriotic citizen, a compliant trader, and avoid smuggling. And always pay the correct duty to make Nigeria a more prosperous nation. See you same time next week. I still remain your anchor, Hafsat Oreme Ibrahim, saying bye-bye.